Relax your shoulders. Let them drop gently away from your ears. Just let them soften. That's it. Now, gently close your eyes. If they are not already closed, just let the lids drift down softly over your gaze. Feel the quiet darkness behind them. Take a deep breath, a slow, full breath, in through your nose. Feel your chest rise just a little, and then exhale slowly through your mouth or your nose, whichever feels softer. Let the air release, and with it, release any tension you might be holding. Just let it go. One more deep breath, in and out, feeling a little heavier, a little softer. That's good. Now just listen. The first whispers of shelter. Imagine, if you will, a time long, long ago. A time before hurried days and bright, electric nights. A time when the sun ruled the day with its gentle warmth, or sometimes with its bright, unyielding gaze, and when the rain, too, had its way falling softly, or sometimes with a steady, rhythmic patter. In those ancient times, when people lived closer to the whispers of the wind and the warmth of the earth, there arose a simple need, a desire for a small, portable shelter, something to offer a little shade from the sun's bright kiss, or a gentle reprieve from the falling drops of rain. And so, quietly, almost imperceptibly, the idea of the umbrella began to form. Not as we know it today, not yet, but as something much simpler. Perhaps a large leaf held carefully aloft, or a piece of woven reed offering a dappled shadow. Imagine a lone traveler walking slowly across sun-baked earth, finding comfort in the small circle of shade cast by a large palm frond, or a villager seeking shelter under a broad, sturdy leaf as a sudden shower passed over. These were the earliest whispers of the umbrella, not invented in a single moment of grand discovery, but rather slowly, almost organically, growing from a simple human need, the need for a bit of personal shade, a quiet pause from the direct touch of the elements, a gentle barrier between the self and the vast openness of the sky. In those very early days, the forms were natural. A large leaf, perhaps from a banana plant, or a broad taro leaf held by its stem. The sun would beat down, warm and insistent, and the leaf would provide a temporary, flickering shadow, a moment of coolness for the eyes, a slight relief for the brow. And when the rains came, soft and persistent, the leaf would shed the drops, allowing the person beneath to remain a little drier, a little more comfortable. It was a simple act, a natural response to the world. No grand engineering, no complex design, just a leaf held just so. And then, as time continued its slow, steady march, people began to think about more enduring forms. Leaves wilted, reeds broke. There was a desire for something that could last longer, something that could be used again and again. Perhaps a large fan, crafted from palm fronds, woven tightly together. Not a fan to create a breeze, but a fan to block the sun, held up steadily, patiently, to create a cone of shadow or a piece of animal hide, stretched taut, dried carefully, attached to a simple stick. Imagine the earthy scent of the hide, the way it absorbed the heat of the sun, keeping the space beneath it a little cooler. These were small innovations, slow to arrive, but each one a gentle step forward in the long, quiet journey of the umbrella, a steady progression from nature's gifts to human ingenuity, always guided by that same fundamental need for a little personal shelter, a gentle boundary between the self and the vast, often overwhelming sky. From status to sanctuary. Over time, this simple idea began to evolve. In lands far away, where the sun was often very strong, people started to craft more elaborate versions. They used animal skins, stretched taut, or finely woven fabrics. These early umbrellas were often quite large, designed not for individual use, but to shade important figures. Picture, if you will, a procession in an ancient court. A king or a queen, moving slowly, deliberately, and above them, held high by an attendant, a grand, colorful canopy. This canopy, with its wide, sheltering embrace, was a symbol of status, of protection, of importance. It was not just a shield from the sun, but a gentle declaration of authority. The colors might have been rich, the fabrics luxurious, catching the light in soft, shimmering ways. And as it moved, slowly, steadily, it cast a moving shadow, a small, private world of shade in the bright, open air. In ancient Egypt, for instance, the parasol was a mark of royalty and divinity. Imagine the slow, majestic movements of pharaohs, shaded by attendants bearing these ceremonial parasols. They were often adorned with feathers or precious metals, their surfaces reflecting the sunlight in glints and gleams. The umbrella, in these contexts, was not merely functional. It was an extension of power, a visual representation of a sacred space around the ruler. The shade it cast was not just physical, but symbolic, a sacred coolness in the often hot, dusty landscape. It moved with the procession, a gentle, floating dome, announcing the presence of someone of great importance. The rhythm of the procession, the slow swaying of the parasol, the quiet dignity of the moment, all of it contributed to a sense of calm, of order, of ancient majesty. And then, as we travel further east, to the great civilizations of China, the umbrella took on a slightly different, yet equally significant role. Here, it was not only a symbol of status, but also a practical, yet still elegant, object. The Chinese were among the first to develop folding mechanisms, using ingenious arrangements of bamboo and silk or oiled paper. Imagine the delicate patterns painted upon these surfaces, birds in flight, blossoming flowers, serene landscapes. Each umbrella, a small, portable work of art, used not only for protection from sun and rain, but also as an elegant accessory, a gentle flutter of color in the quiet streets. The slow unfolding of a Chinese oiled paper umbrella was a quiet event, a gentle expansion of delicate ribs, a soft rustle of the paper as it stretched taut. The light passing through the oiled paper would create a soft, diffused glow beneath, It was a space for quiet. Contemplation, a miniature world of beauty and protection. Scholars might carry them, not just for the elements, but as an expression of their refinement. Ladies might hold them, creating a gentle mystery behind their elegant designs. These umbrellas were not heavy, imposing objects. They were light, graceful, and their presence added a touch of serene beauty to the daily flow of life. The way the light filtered through the painted scenes, the soft sound of rain upon the paper, all contributed to a sense of peaceful contemplation. The Western passage and practicality. Many years later, as trade routes opened and ideas flowed more freely, the umbrella began its slow journey westward. It arrived in lands where the climate was different, where rain was a more common visitor than relentless sun. And here, its purpose began to shift subtly, while still offering shade on bright days. Its primary role became one of gentle protection from the falling rain. Imagine the cobbled streets of ancient Rome, or the bustling markets of medieval Europe. A sudden downpour, and then, slowly, one by one, umbrellas unfurling. Not the grand, ceremonial parasols of earlier times, but simpler, more practical forms, made perhaps of sturdy canvas or oiled linen, designed to shed the water with a soft, drumming sound. The sound of rain on an umbrella, a comforting, rhythmic sound. The journey of the umbrella to the Western world was not a swift, dramatic invasion. It was a slow, steady infiltration. Initially, it was seen as an exotic curiosity, perhaps used by merchants or travelers who had seen them in distant lands. But gradually, its practicality began to shine through. Imagine a sudden cloudburst over a busy market square. People would scurry for cover, but those few who possessed an umbrella would simply unfurl their portable shelter, a quiet defiance of the elements. The early Western umbrellas were often quite heavy, their frames made of wood or whalebone, and their covers of thick, waxed fabric. They were not always elegant, but they were undeniably effective. As the centuries turned and European cities grew, so too did the need for personal protection from the often unpredictable weather. The umbrella, slowly but surely, moved from being a rare novelty to a more common sight. Think of the 16th and 17th centuries, a time of exploration and expanding horizons. Travelers brought back not just goods, but also ideas. And the umbrella was one such idea that found fertile ground. It became a practical tool, a small piece of personal architecture that could be carried. The gentle drip of rain from its edges, the feeling of being enclosed in its small, dry space, offered a sense of security and calm amidst the often turbulent weather. The shift was gradual. No sudden boom in umbrella sales. More like a quiet spread, one family adopting it, then another, as its utility became undeniable. The designs became a little more refined, the materials a little lighter. But the core purpose remained constant, to provide a simple, portable shield against the falling rain or the strong sun. It was a quiet revolution, a subtle change in daily habits that brought a small measure of comfort and convenience to ordinary lives. The sound of rain on the umbrella, a steady, soothing rhythm, became a familiar part of the soundscape of many European towns and cities, a quiet lullaby of protection. The umbrella in daily life. And then, over time, the umbrella continued its quiet evolution. The frames became lighter, more intricate, the fabrics more resilient. Artisans, with patient hands, learned to craft mechanisms that allowed the umbrella to fold and unfold with greater ease. Imagine the slow, satisfying click as a spring engaged, and the canopy unfurled like a blossoming flower, or the gentle rustle of fabric as it collapsed neatly, ready to be tucked away. These subtle improvements made the umbrella a more common sight, not just for the very rich, but for ordinary people, a quiet companion for daily journeys. The 18th century saw significant advancements in umbrella design. The invention of the steel-ribbed umbrella, though initially expensive, made them much stronger and lighter than their whalebone predecessors. This meant they could be carried with less effort, making them more practical for everyday use. Imagine a gentleman in a powdered wig, strolling through a London park, his sturdy umbrella tucked under his arm, ready for a sudden shower. Or a lady stepping out for a morning call, her parasol a delicate complement to her gown. The umbrella was no longer just a functional item. It was becoming a part of personal style, a subtle extension of one's appearance. As the 19th century arrived, with its industrial revolution and burgeoning urban centers, the umbrella truly became a democratic object. Mass production techniques meant that umbrellas could be made more quickly and affordably than ever before. This allowed them to become ubiquitous, a common sight in every town and city. Think of the bustling streets of Victorian London or the avenues of Paris. On a rainy day, the landscape would be dotted with a multitude of dark, unfurled domes moving slowly through the gray light, each one offering a small, dry haven for its owner. Consider its quiet usefulness in our daily lives. The gentle tap, tap, tap of raindrops on its surface as you walk home from work. The sudden sense of relief as you unfurl it on a blazing hot day, stepping into its cool, private shade. It asks for nothing in return, only to be held. And it offers so much. A small, portable roof, a personal cloud of comfort. It is rarely the center of attention, but always there, waiting patiently for its moment to be of service. A silent guardian against the elements, the quiet companion in the background of countless daily routines. From a busy street corner to a quiet park bench, the umbrella has been, and remains, a steadfast presence, offering its simple, unassuming gift of shelter, the gentle embrace of modernity and rest. And then, into the modern age, the umbrella became a truly democratic object. Mass production made it accessible to everyone, from simple, sturdy models for everyday use, to compact, foldable versions that could slip easily into a bag. Imagine the sheer variety. Umbrellas in every color, every size, every pattern imaginable. The bright red umbrella, cheerful against a gray sky. The classic black umbrella, reliable and enduring. The tiny, collapsible umbrella, always ready for an unexpected shower. Each one, a small, comforting presence, a silent promise of shelter. In the 20th century, materials science brought new possibilities. Lighter metals for frames, water-repellent synthetic fabrics that dried quickly, the automatic opening mechanism, with its satisfying click and whoosh, became a common feature, adding a touch of effortless convenience. Imagine standing in the rain, pressing a button, and feeling the instant expansion of your personal dome. A small act of magic in the everyday. The umbrella, once a symbol of status, now a symbol of practical preparedness. It is the unassuming hero of a sudden downpour, the quiet protector against an unexpected sunbeam. Its presence in our lives is often taken for granted. We rarely ponder its ancient origins, its slow journey across continents and centuries. Yet it is there, tucked into a coat pocket, leaning by the door, waiting patiently in the corner of a car, a silent sentinel against the unpredictable whims of the weather. It is a simple object, yet its impact on our comfort and well-being is profound. It allows us to continue our routines, to brave the elements with a quiet sense of security. The rhythmic drumming of rain on its canopy can be a soothing sound, a lullaby of nature, keeping us dry and contained within our own little bubble of peace. The umbrella, in its long, slow history, has seen so much. It has sheltered emperors and common folk. It has witnessed quiet conversations and hurried dashes. It has stood sentinel in grand gardens and on bustling city streets. And through all of it, its purpose has remained simple and pure, to offer a gentle layer of protection, to create a small, comforting space, a personal haven, a quiet dome against the world. It reminds us of the continuous human need for shelter, for a gentle boundary, for a place of calm amidst the vastness. Now, as you listen to the soft echo of its journey through time, let your own mind drift. Let the gentle rhythm of the story lull you. Imagine the soft patter of rain on a distant rooftop, or the warm, quiet hush of a summer afternoon. Feel your breath slow, naturally, your body becoming heavier, softer, every muscle, every fiber beginning to relax. The story of the umbrella is a story of quiet comfort, of gentle protection, and as you feel yourself sinking deeper, imagine yourself nestled under the softest, largest umbrella imaginable, an umbrella made of stillness, of peace. It shelters you from every thought, every lingering worry. Just quiet, just peace. Let the sounds around you fade. Let the edges of your awareness blur. Your breathing is slow, deep, regular, and with each slow, soft breath, you drift a little further, down, into that quiet, restful space. The story has ended, and now it is time for sleep. A deep, gentle, undisturbed sleep. Just rest now. Let go. Sleep.